Welcome to this week's episode of Drawing on Experience by Noname Porter-McShirley, produced by Riffle Publishing Incorporated. In this video, I'm drawing a pair of chickadees on a suet feeder as seen out my kitchen window. Drawing this prompted a few thoughts about gifts and gift-giving. Christmas is just behind us now, but these thoughts can apply to all kinds of gifting opportunities right around the corner, like birthdays, Valentine's Day, and random acts of kindness throughout the coming year. And yes, I said gifting opportunities, not dreadful requirements. Many people see birthdays, graduations, and Christmas as frustrating obligations because they don't know what to give, or they can't afford to give the things that are obviously desired. So many take the easy route by giving money or prepaid gift cards, letting the recipient buy whatever they want. This seems like a win-win thing to do, but both parties are missing out on so much potential joy. Say you could afford to give your kids or grandkids $500 or $1,000 each. They buy the biggest things on their wish list, short of a car if they are teenagers. They show their purchases to their friends, maybe playing together a couple of times. And pretty soon the shine has worn away. Or if they are industrious kids, they use the money toward their education or a little side hustle to double or triple their money. But you are nowhere in the picture, other than perhaps receiving a very brief thank you when you first gave them the money. They made the choice of what to buy, and they bought what was already on their minds to want. They were not surprised. They did not get a sense of you understanding what they are interested in or what they struggle with. They did not gain any expansion of knowledge from something they didn't even know existed. They didn't gain any respect for you as someone who gets them, and therefore might be a good advisor to them. There is no real gain in the relationship between you and them. And since most people can't afford that much money per relative, a little money seems just that, a little, almost useless. If you got a Christmas bonus on your paycheck of $20, you would laugh and grumble at the absurdity. Why did the company bother to give you such a meaningless amount? Or why is management so out of touch with the working person that they think $20 would make you joyous? And what would you do with it? Maybe buy a cheap pizza for dinner while you bemoan your inability to afford what you and your family could really use? But suppose you were working for a small business, struggling to grow, and $20 times 20 employees, totaling $400, is all they can spare as bonuses, while reserving enough cash flow to keep afloat and ensure no layoffs. And suppose instead of handing out $20 bonuses, someone in the small business's management team took that $400 and thoughtfully shopped for an assortment of little gift items tailored to each employee. It might go something like this. For the employee who just moved in from a warmer region and hasn't gotten used to the cold winter, a muffler, gloves, and snuggly socks. For the employee who is always talking about their child's insatiable interest in science, a subscription to a science magazine. For the employee who's been craving cherries, some cherry jam, cherry fruit bars, and cherry tea. For the person who loves cheese but can barely make their rent, a couple blocks of specialty cheeses. And for the overweight diabetic employee who struggles to snack without consuming too much sugar, some trail mix and beef jerky, and so on. Then all the little inexpensive gifts are wrapped and stacked in the lunchroom under a Christmas tree, early enough that everyone can enjoy the pretty wrappings for a couple of weeks and build a cheerful holiday mood. Before everyone goes home for Christmas, they gather round and open their customized packages, and happy chatter spreads through the group. Now you, as one of these employees going home, surely you would feel that management listens to each of you and cares about you as individuals. The attention and effort put into these gifts would make you feel 5 or 10 times better than being handed a $20 bill. Now, applying that scenario to your friends and family. How much happier would your child or grandchild be if, instead of receiving a little money, they received something to treasure, something to savor, something they love to use, or something that makes everyday life easier or more fun? But, you say, you don't know what to give. Well, how did your supervisor know what to give? By listening mostly, and maybe asking subtle questions along the way. When you make the effort to know your friends and family enough to be able to pick out a welcomed gift, you too will feel more joy, because you will feel more connected, of more value in the relationships, and ultimately probably more noticed and appreciated. You might even learn things about people in the process that allow you to be of extra help or able to share in other meaningful ways. Let me share a real story that illustrates the potential multiplying effect of listening and a little personalized effort. I've been trying to trim away things that consume my time and money so I can focus on what matters most to me, which centers around helping a lot more people. But I still need some things along the way that provide mental relief and joy for myself, so I can stay healthy and energized. I love nature, but I don't have a lot of time to spend outdoors, so bird watching while doing housework brings real happiness to my day. My son knew all this, and so a couple of years ago he gave me a hummingbird feeder for Christmas to hang outside my kitchen window the following springtime. Yes, it's something I would have to clean and refill, but only a couple times per week, and sugar water is very cheap. It was an acceptable trade-off for the delight of seeing the hyperactivity of the beautiful tiny creatures while I work in my kitchen throughout the summertime. A standard bird feeder would not have been so good, because bags of birdseed are much more expensive than a little sugar. Fast forward to this past Christmas. A friendly acquaintance wanted to give me a token Christmas gift. He knew I'm a busy person, and he knew I had just replaced the rotting and cracked windows that came with my house. I had said how much I loved looking through my new clean windows that are no longer covered in spider webs, bugs, and mildew. So he gave me a wire suet holder and a couple of suet blocks to attract winter birds outside my kitchen window. This was an inexpensive gift, very thoughtful, and brings me much delight. Beautiful little chickadees, titmice, sparrows, nuthatches, and 3 varieties of woodpeckers, all full of vigorous life, now come and go from outside my window all day through the cold season. Each suet block will last a week or more and can be bought for a couple dollars. Thanks to the considerate kindness of friends and family, 2 little gifts provide me delightful view all year long. And every time I look at the birds, not only do I joy in the loveliness of the birds, I'm reminded that people listen to who I am and care enough to do something thoughtful for me. On top of that, chickadees happen to be the favorite bird of another friend of mine, and it was for her that I started drawing the chickadees I photographed out my window, so she will see this video and know that I listen and remember what's special to her. The friend who gave me the suet feeder will also see this video and know that his little gift is reaching out with a helpful message to countless future viewers. The ripples of happy energy from a little effort to be thoughtfully kind go much farther than money alone. Money is not bad, but money is just one factor, one dimension. When multiplied by the powers of listening, thinking, and expending considerate energy, the result becomes multidimensional, robust, meaningful, memorable. And what if a gift flops because it's not a good fit and maybe it's trashed or regifted? If you tried your best, it should remain in memory as a loving effort and pondered as to why it was thought to be a good fit in the first place. This can bring expansion of thought and perspective to both you and the recipient, which is a blessing in itself. So I hope you will be sure to listen closely to your friends and family, and find special ways to spend your limited gift budget this year. Here we are at the end of what I have to share with you this week. So I hope you'll join me next week for another drawing and a completely different story. Until then, check out my daily doodles that are usually just a minute long, right here on the same channel. Thank you for watching, and I'd be honored if you choose to recommend this channel to your friends. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.